Hello, my name is Kelly Bluen. I am a certified Zentangle teacher. Welcome to day 11 of the Fragment of Your Imagination Challenge. If you noticed my paper, this little square here is a little bit brighter than the rest. That is because underneath this square is the original, and as I was making it, I just couldn't quite get the hang of it. And so it's almost like we're learning it together, and that's not what the videos are for. I want to teach you how to make it. So I covered it up with a new one, and this cardstock is just a little bit brighter. So that's why that is like that. Okay, link down below is this template. If you would like to do your fragments on this, you can download it and print it on cardstock. All right, let's get started. I'm going to zoom in a bit. Got my micron pen, graphite pencil, and a blending tool. My zoom has a mind of its own. And then here is our prompt for today, January 11th. Repeat the details in the angles with Palg, P-A-L-G, by Maria Vanekens, CZT. So I've never drawn this before, and I'm not sure if it's one that was a larger tangle and then they're just using part of it as a fragment, or if it was created as a fragment. I couldn't really figure that out, but I love it either way. Okay, so it's made up of these darkened little corners and then these little curved shapes that come in towards the middle. Are you ready to try it? Okay. All right, so I'm going to take my pencil first, and I'm going to give myself a little spot in the middle of each of these as kind of my guide of where I want those spirals to land. Okay, I'm also going to begin with my pencil because if it was hard for me, then the first time, then we might want to just try it in pencil so we don't make 10 mistakes like I did. Okay. So we're going to start in this upper left-hand triangle, and I'm going to begin by putting a little like mountain shape in that corner. Kind of points towards that center. Okay, and then between there and this dot, we want to put in like a lazy S shape. And when the S shape ends here, we're going to curl it around a little bit. So I'm going to do that with my pencil. I'm going to start with that lazy S shape that goes this way and this way. And then down here, it's just going to give a little curve. I want that to go right into that darkened corner. Okay, we did the first one. Now I'm going to do another little darkened area here. And if it helps you to turn your tile, you can turn it and do that little S shape again. Sometimes turning it makes it a little bit easier. So now this one's going to be really small to try to fit in there, but I'm going to do a little S and then give it a curl. And then over here, I need to have that darkened area. So darken that in, and then we're going to do that S shape again. And if you want to turn it, I won't turn it after this just because I don't want to make you dizzy. But you can turn it and then put in that little S and the curl. Look how cute that is. Okay, I'm going to take my pen because I like how it turned out. And I'm going to start with that S shape and then I'll darken it in afterwards. So I'm going to do that S shape and a curl, S shape and a curl, So they're kind of all meeting in the middle. I just left that little dot there that I'll erase. It was just a guide to make sure these kind of ended up somewhere in the center. Okay, and then over here we're doing this thickening that is really just kind of meant to be an extension of this line. So it should be nice and smooth. Same with that one and this one. Okay, it looks pretty good. I'm not going to erase that little dot yet. I'll wait until this is fully dry. But now we have 3 more to do. So I'm going to use my pen. I'm not going to use my pencil now because I sort of know what I'm doing. So I'm going to make this little point on each of these corners to get me started. And I can make them larger later. Does that make sense? I can add more ink to them later. All right, so I'm going to do that S shape, curve, curve, and a little spiral. And this one is really tiny. And then I can ink those in. Help them be kind of an extension of this line. Then I'm going to go to this one. I'm going to do those little triangles. I'm going to do my short one first. And I kind of crossed over the middle because it's just so small. I want it to fit in a little bit better. In some of the examples that I saw online, people changed up this little swirl here. They didn't all necessarily like go the same way, and it still looked amazing. So if you do like a backwards S, or your curves end up a little bit kind of off the center, it's okay. I promise you, it still looks the same, just slight detail differences. All right, I'm inking these in and then trying to sort of blend that line so that it doesn't look too dramatic. All right, I've got one more to do. There's my little triangles. Ink them in. Okay, I'm going to start with my shortest one again, just because it's the only way I can really fit it in there first. Look at those. Now you can see all of mine ended up a little bit different from each other, and it still looks beautiful. What do you think? How did yours turn out? I'm going to use my eraser to get rid of some of these little pencil lines. I'm hoping everything is dry. Look at how unique that is compared to the other ones that we've done. Just using little S shapes and curves. It's so pretty and elegant. All right, before I do my shading, I'm gonna do a little border around this, kind of like an aura, but I want it to have some of these same elements. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up the side and then I'm going to give a little random curl. And then I'm going to do another curl next to it. Let's see, I made it smaller and just kind of changing it up a little bit. Just sort of putting them wherever I feel like, and purposely making them a little bit different sizes. What do you think of that? I like that embellishment. Now just take a quick peek at your piece and see if you need to add anything more to these little corners that you made. You know, do they look sort of elegant and not too chunky? Now imagine making this in a fragment with pencil on the outside, and then all of these little grid lines would disappear and you would end up with this beautiful new shape. It's so fun. Or also imagine repeating this in more and more triangles and just seeing how that looks like all put together. I love it. All right, I'm going to do some shading and then we'll be done. So this one's kind of difficult for me to shade because it doesn't have like any solid objects. It's more just sort of these pretty little lines. But I am going to shade around each of these dark areas. So I'm just going to go like this and put a little bit of graphite there. And then with my blending tool, I'm going to soften it and pull it away a little bit. And then I'm going to also, like I did over on this one, I'm going to pull it up and around the little spiral. So this side, and then pull it up, maybe just on one side of that spiral. Look at how just darkening those corners makes this look so beautiful. All right, up around the side, up around the side. I have to remember to go around that middle dark area also. I don't think I did that. I can push that up a little bit into those little mini spirals. I love it, and be sure to leave some white areas that represent the light. And I'm also going to put some graphite around this outer edge. Just kind of putting like one little line of graphite right against that line. And then I can soften that and pull it away from the line. And it just gives that whole pattern a nice little shadow. And there we go. I love it, and I'm glad that I started over. I don't usually start over, but like I said, I just wasn't. It's like we were learning together, and I really wanted to show you how to make it correctly and not just have you sit and watch me make little spirals in all different directions, and nothing was even, and it was kind of crazy. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that one. Tomorrow is day 12. Looks like we're working in a seed pattern, so that will be really fun. And then after the 12th day, I'm actually going to cut all of these out and start putting them on my little ring as a little collection. And then we'll start the next download. So I'm so excited. Please follow me on Facebook at Let's Tangle to share your work. And then also, if you could check out my website, Mins of Zen, MINSOFZEN. And on there you can find links to some kits that I have sold in the past and one that I am currently selling, which is a Share the Love kit for February. And we're going to be doing 14 days of heart tangles. So if you would like to purchase the kit, go to minsofzen.com, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks. Bye-bye.